welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing with you my weeks 21 and 22 pregnancy update. These weeks in my 20s are already flying by. If you are brand new to my channel, my name is Erica. I am currently pregnant with baby number 2. I have a 2-year-old son named Hugo. And let's jump right into my pregnancy update. So I don't have that much to report on, to be perfectly honest, because the past 2 weeks have been pretty steady, which is kind of nice, right? Like, especially in pregnancy. No crazy symptoms. Sometimes feels kind of good in your body, right? When like other weeks have been really high and really low. So weeks 21, I wrote cooking and cleaning a lot. So if you follow me on Instagram, then you will know that I've been cooking up a storm. And it's sort of hard to tell if like the cooking is coming from like isolation boredom or if it's coming from this pregnancy place. I will say though that week 21, I was so into cooking and I shared on my Instagram some new recipes. Oh, Miss Elsie, come down, sweet girl. I shared on my Instagram some new recipes that I was trying, and I was trying a lot of pasta dishes. And if you know me, then you know that's pretty out of the ordinary for me because normally pasta just sits really heavy in my body and it doesn't make me feel good, especially when I'm pregnant. But the sauces that I was using recipes from the blog chocolatecoveredkatie.com. And yeah, it was really good. It was so good, in fact, that we will talk about my doctor's appointment and how much weight I gained. I'm writing it down. So I had a doctor's appointment. I believe it was 21 weeks, 6 days. And it was for sort of they weren't able to get every single measurement in my 20-week anatomy scan. And so I had to go back 21 weeks, 6 days and let them just finish up some of the measurements. And I wasn't mad about it because I got to see baby boy again and it was so nice. I'll show you some ultrasound pictures. I have them right here. It was so nice because when I went for my anatomy scan, baby boy was really low, and he was sort of covering his face, and the ultrasound tech was having a really hard time like doing any measurements with face and head. And so I walked away from that appointment with a picture of just his fist. Really cute. But I'm so glad that when I went back, I was able to get some really great profile shots. So here, I'll show you. I showed these in my weekly vlog, but in case you don't watch that, there's this little profile. Isn't that so cute? So we got a lot of really great profile shots there too. And we got a picture of his cute little feet. I can't with baby feet. They're just the cutest things ever. So that was great. I walked away with a whole bunch of ultrasound pictures of baby boy number 2. And it made me like that much more excited to get to meet him. And I've mentioned this before, but every time I go to the doctor, I just like feel this overwhelming sensation of like, oh, I can't wait to meet him. I can't wait for the day that like we're walking in for the C-section. And I'll be like, it'll be so nerve-wracking and I'll be so anxious and probably quite scared, but I'll be so excited. So after before I went for my ultrasound, I got blood drawn to check my thyroid levels. And so I know that the thyroid levels were being sent to both my OB and my endocrinologist. So we'll find out hopefully soon whether the dosage of levothyroxine that I'm on is the right dosage or not, and how my thyroid levels have responded to that medication now that I've been on it for over a month. So I got the ultrasound done. She was able to get a lot of great pictures, and then I went to go see the midwife. And so it was a really quick in and out appointment, to be honest, because it wasn't like a milestone appointment. It was just a catch-up appointment from the anatomy scan. There wasn't too much new things to talk about, and primarily she just chatted to me about what I could expect in my next appointment. So my next appointment is in about a month, toward the end of August, and she said that that's the gestational diabetes test. Everyone's favorite. I'm nervous. I was nervous last time too. I did it. I'm just, hoping that everything's fine. So I think it's the gestational diabetes test, and then we'll see. I'll see her afterward. And I had my weight done. So 2 weeks prior, when I went for my anatomy scan, I was 143. And I gained 3 pounds, but like that to me sort of seemed accurate. I don't know if the scales at my doctor's office just have a conspiracy against me, but I was 148 pounds. That means I gained 5 pounds in 2 weeks. To me, that seems excessive. And like a big part of me is like, y'all need to check your scales because there's no way that can be correct. However, let's rewind. What did I say before? I've been really into cooking lately and pasta dishes, and I ate a lot of pasta in the past 2 weeks. I also made a lemon loaf and cookies. Like, is it possible that I gained 5 pounds in 2 weeks? Probably. So I've been cooling it on the cooking and the recipes just for now, just for a little bit, to just make sure that like I'm keeping things nice and steady in a really healthy, normal range. It's tough too because it's gotten so hot in the Northeast where I live, in the Northeast of the United States, and I'm not really able to go on my walks very much anymore. I went on one walk last week. Yesterday we went to my parents' house, which is so exciting. I took Hugo to my parents' house for the first time since March. He hasn't been anywhere. We went to one park back maybe in April it was, but he's like barely been out of the house. I took him to my parents yesterday. We went swimming, and my back is killing me today. I'll be fine, but like that's the extent of my exercise, and so it's definitely plausible that I gained 5 pounds in 2 weeks. So I'm just gonna be really careful for the next little while and just make sure that I'm keeping a healthy diet, because that was quite the like, oh, okay, well then 5 pounds, is that a record? Who's to say? I also wrote down back. So now we're kind of into week 22. And again, like no glaring, obvious, out of the ordinary symptoms, which I'm really grateful for. I will say for the past 2 weeks, I have been pretty emotional and just feeling overwhelmed at the thought of, like, technically I'm more than halfway to when baby boy comes because I'm having a C-section, I believe at 38 weeks and 6 days. And so I'm more than halfway there. And the thought of Hugo becoming a big brother, the thought of having another baby, all the emotions, right? Like all the emotions, and they've just felt very heightened. So that's definitely been something that I've been feeling for the past 2 weeks. I also wrote down names. So we have been on the baby name struggle bus now for a few weeks, and when I made the baby names suggestions, like reacting to your baby name suggestions video, we were pretty, we had, not that we decided a name then, we hadn't, but we had narrowed it down to like 1 or 2 names that we really liked. And there was one name in particular that I was like, yeah, this is like, in my heart I feel like this is the baby's name. But then after that video, and after like being exposed to so many different names and so many cool names, and like, I don't know, I just feel like from that time onward now, we've been so, or at least I've been so unsure about what we're gonna name this baby, and it's been really tough. So I had a friend on Instagram message me and say that what she did was, because I said on Instagram, like, I wish I could poll you guys. I really wish I do, but like, I don't know, we like to keep the name private, and we've sort of narrowed it down to like 4 names now. Somehow we went from 1 to 2 names of us loving to now 4. And a friend on Instagram messaged and said that what they did was that at 1 week they devote to calling the baby by a name. Does that make any sense? So each week they'd call the baby by a different name, and then they'd have a feel by the end of that week of like, does that name sound like the baby's name? Do we like the name? Writing the baby's name out, obviously, like writing the baby's name out with the middle name. How do the initials look? Like all of that good stuff. So we're doing that. We started yesterday with one of the names, and Jeff said the name this morning as he was getting Hugo ready to go out on a walk. And I don't know, it's weird because like when I say the name in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, like it's really nice, I really like it, still in the running. But then when Jeff said it out loud, I was kind of like, I don't love it. So anyway, we're on the baby name struggle bus. If you have any baby boy names that you want to share with me, I know we already like talked about this. We're gonna probably keep talking about it until he is born, but I just really would love a sign. Like with Hugo, we had such we had a very clear sign from above that Hugo William Moulton was the name. And I feel like I need that sign. Now, even though we're more than halfway there, like, I still have many weeks to go. So it's not as if we're in the final like, countdown and still like really unsure. That being said, I don't want to have the baby and then be like scrambling and then just choose a name because, you know, we've got nothing else sort of thing. So that's where we are with the baby name struggle. The struggle is real. I have moved all the, like, if you've been watching my weekly vlogs or just like any of my baby stuff videos, I took all the baby stuff that like he doesn't need immediately and we put back in storage, and then all the like newborn 0 to 3 month stuff we put in our bedroom. So I still need to go through all that stuff and clean it, but again, like we have enough time for that. And baby boy is growing. I feel him kicking a lot. I feel like the first time I felt him kick was around 19 weeks, but it was interesting because I sort of felt, and I think I probably mentioned this in one of my pregnancy vlogs, but I sort of felt like I was feeling movement a little bit earlier than that, but it was very hard to tell. Like, it wasn't, his movement wasn't as obvious as it was, as Hugo was, if that makes sense. It's still kind of early, and I am definitely suffering from like pregnancy fog brain. It's pregnancy brain plus like toddler mom brain mashed together. It's interesting. It's really interesting. Anyway, guys, that's everything for this pregnancy update. Like I mentioned, it's been a pretty chill past 2 weeks. I really just felt so grateful to be pregnant. So grateful. And this is gonna sound so silly, but I have felt like baby fever over the past few weeks. I feel like everyone is getting pregnant. I feel like I'm seeing a lot of babies and like baby stuff, and like maybe that's just the algorithm on Instagram. But I found myself a few times, and this sounds ridiculous, but I found myself a few times like with that baby fever feeling, and then having to remind myself like, you're already pregnant. Like, your little one is coming, so like chill. And so that's just been, it's been really fun and has made me feel so grateful. Like, so grateful that I'm able to carry a baby, so grateful that we were able to conceive, and so grateful that he's healthy and that like this is the journey we're on. Like, all of those things, all of those emotions. But yeah, let's cut to my belly shot. 22 weeks. All right, sweet friends, and that is the update. I will see you guys in my next one. Don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you soon. Bye.